why isn't going as well as I want? And you might be wondering what's killing your business or just hurting it a little bit. And so I'm super excited today to be joined by Dr. Barnsley as we're going to talk about what's killing your business and why. What is this all about? What are we even talking about today?
Well, first of all, Tiffany, I should have gotten my big kitchen knife because I meant to hold that up as a nice little symbol that you are killing. It's like you stabbing your business with some of the poor habits and poor mindset issues that we'll talk about today.
We should have
And
done it on Halloween, right? Gotten
yeah,
the
girl,
tool.
yeah, but you can get the picture, y'all. That's
Oh,
you.
I've got my Pennywise and my Carrie because they haven't gotten up from Halloween yet. So I've got
Oh my
we can let them do the
gosh.
killing.
I just love that you have your carry there.
Well, it was
So
Halloween.
today,
I had them on. Let me go big here, y'all. Oops, I'm gonna go big this way. I
oh
had them
man,
up
girl.
here, but then I switched because
So
for
you
Halloween.
decorated appropriately for Halloween. So
Yeah.
today, our goal, you all, is for you to get some action strategies and to really understand why shit is happening in your business, really. Because can we all just point at this, just point right here, point everybody. I know, I can tell if you're pointing or not. I can feel it. And how many fingers are pointing back at you? You've probably heard this before. Uh, Three, unless maybe, I don't know, you were in an accident. And in that case, I'm sorry about that, but three are pointing back at you. And the point is, we are the folks who are in control of our business. And so when people say stuff like, oh my God, the economy is so bad, I'm like, bullshit. Your personal economy is bad. That's why you're having an issue, which actually, Tiffany, takes us into one of the things I thought would be fun for us to explore really quickly. And that is scarcity mindset.
Ah,
Scarcity mindset. Look,
yes.
you set your economy, people. And so if you're saying to yourself, oh my God, the economy is so bad, I had my best years in COVID, right? There's no excuse. The reason if you didn't have good years is because that's what you were focusing on. Oh my God, nobody's going to purchase from me right now. Oh my God, how do I reinvent my business? Oh my God, what am I going to do? You are the one creating your personal economy. And so if what is out picturing in your business is not as profitable as you want, by the way, my whole mission is, and Tiffany knows this, is helping big hearted entrepreneurs soar into six figures and more. Don't you like my rhyme, Tiffany?
I love any
Soar.
time that we can use more and
Yes.
rhyming. And there's a
Into
little
six figures
alliteration
and
going
more.
on with like six figures and soar.
Yes. And, of course, my little spirited solutions, I have a little dove that's been, in my business for 23 years. I love that because we're all creative spirits and I am spirited. And so I've got the dove there. You might have figured that out. Those of you who don't already know me, I kind of speak my mind. Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
that totally works. I kind of believe maybe that's one of the things about being mature. And I mean, it's not that you don't have a filter. Like sometimes people are like, I have no filter. I'm like, if your grandma was here, would you have a filter? You can filter for your grandma, like a little bit. But I like that spirited and spiritual all together in one.
Oh my God, Tiffany, I have to, since you mentioned grandmothers, my grandmother has been passed for a long time, but she was my love bug. And I went to see Saturday Night Fever with my grandmother when I was like 12 or 13 because I'd heard the dancing was so good and everybody was talking about it. And my grandmother wore a girdle. Now y'all have to understand these were the days where you lace yourself up in a girdle, man. And she was like a classy Southern lady,
Oh,
very classy, and very of little words. Right, her words were always carefully chosen. And when we got out of there, Tiffany, she just looked at me and she said, "Barnsley, that's an example of what never to be in your life." But the funny thing is, I ended up publishing a villanelle, a poem in the Asheville Poetry Review, right? And it was all about that,
mhm.
about Saturday Night Live, going to that, and it was like this kind of raucous, dirty poem. Anyway, are y'all interested in
Oh,
what
that
we have to
reminds me.
say?
We won't have this conversation today, but maybe another day. I've got
Yeah,
we had to do a writing exercise called for the Canterbury Tales, our
yeah.
senior year of school. And my last name was Beaver, so I wrote a tale about the hairy big beaver. And I mean, the teacher was like, "You want to read it out loud to the class?" And I was like,
Ah!
"No." And she read it, and I'm like,
That's hilarious. That is so funny. But did you do it intentionally? I mean, did you know that
"Oh yeah, I
you knew what
totally
you were
yeah."
doing? Yeah, you were
I
like, you
just
were
I
being a
didn't
little smart ass.
anticipate her reading it out loud to the class. I mean, it was innuendo. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh God.
Oh,
Well,
funny.
we've
All
got to
right,
have a conversation about this. Now, y'all listening, back to scarcity. All right. So
seriously.
back to scarcity. And one of the things I love about Tiffanie and the reason we get along so well and we're doing this together is we want to take on your scarcity mindsets because again, whatever's out picturing in your business is directly related back to your mindset. And in fact, most of your success in business is about your mindset because if your mindset is bullshit, if it's crap, then guess what? I can tell you a million strategies about how to attract clients, how to have a magnetic message, how to do incredible Facebook Lives that people pay attention to and listen to the whole thing, whatever. But you aren't going to do crap if your mindset is off. And so the first thing you've got to do is look at that scarcity in yourself. Where are you saying to yourself, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough energy. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough clients. I don't have enough room in my office. Whatever, where are you saying that? I don't have enough people who refer me business. Whatever. I don't have enough affiliates. I guarantee you've got a lot of I don't have enough. And you may conversations going on, and you may also have a conversation that's even deeper that I see in so many of my clients, Tiffanie, because in my Make It Happen Mastermind, I work exclusively with women, though I do have a program called Get Results Now, laser coaching, where I let men in. But the Make It Happen Mastermind is all about women because we're the ones who take care of everyone else and put ourselves last, including our businesses sometimes. So what happens when somebody comes to me a lot of times is it's like, I haven't been able to make this work. I feel so bad. I've taken these programs, I've invested all this money and I haven't gotten the results. So the first thing I say is, look, it's not you. You didn't do anything wrong. The thing about those programs is 3% of evergreen online programs have success rates. 3%. That's 3 out of 100 people are actually going to get the results that are promised.
And
Let's
people
be
wonder
real.
why I don't want to do evergreen programs.
Exactly. That's why I don't either. That's why, I have my audio CDs that people can get and they can listen to those, but I always position them as something, you want to take me on a trip or take me to the beach or somewhere interesting, put me in your car and go along. But truthfully, those freaking programs have a 3% rate. And to me, that I am not comfortable taking somebody's money unless I give them results. And that's why I flip that. And I have 97 freaking percent results with my people in getting them to 6 figures and multiple 6 figures. And sometimes more. 97%, not that freaking 3%. Now, I'm going to say this for those of you listening, okay? And they're like, God, this woman is so in your face. Well, it's all with love. I'm so clear about that. Like, it is all tough love because I don't want other women to go through what I went through. It took me over a decade to get into 6 figures. And that is why I am who I am today, because I know there's a faster way and you can avoid all the pitfalls that all the holes I fell in. And so my whole mission is about showing you the hacks that are proven that will get you there. Now, if you're having this conversation that many of my people, when they come to me, is like, I'm not enough. I messed up. I wasted my family's money. I feel bad. I haven't had results. Just keep that 3% in mind. And certain programs that have a lot of people in them may have even a 30% success rate. But think about it, you all, that's still basically 1 out of 3 people getting the results. And I'm not happy with that either. How about you, Tiffanie?
Yeah, the goal, and we can't make people do things. You and I probably have had clients before where they're like, yes, and then they're like, I'm not willing to do the work. I like to say I'm
Right.
tenacious. With love sounds much better because I'm like, we got to do this. We got to do this. And if you're willing to put in the work, it makes a huge difference. But so often I think people are waiting and going to the next program, to the next book, to the next thing. Oh, how can I do this without
They
doing any
want that
work?
over frickin' night, and it doesn't exist, you all.
It doesn't. Oh my gosh. Like,
It doesn't.
if there was a secret success formula to get it done overnight, it would be way more expensive than free.
And everyone in business would be multimillionaires.
Right, right. Yeah. So it takes a little bit of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Definitely. And so first thing we got to do is we got to get out of that scarcity mindset. There is abundance, abundance, abundance of all kinds of things all around the globe, whether it's referrals or business or clients. Um, though I am
But think
thinking, I'm
about
speaking,
this.
I'm speaking at a group next year for the crematorium, cemetery, and funeral association. So they may have they do have a limited number of people that they can work with, but there's still an abundance of stuff out there. So I know I'm in a mood
Well,
today.
let me just say, okay, so there is an abundance, but the one resource, I'm going to say this, the one resource that you can't get back is your time. And so in my books on prosperity, get out of debt, get on with your life, right? I have two books and an audio CD that goes with that. But in that package, what I talk about are your four resources are time, energy, money, and love/focus. You can call it love, you can call it focus, but think about it. You give your focus to people you love. And
Right.
people who are ass wipes, you don't give your focus, right? Oh, Tiffany, I didn't ask you, can I curse? Because I just did.
My brand is PG 13. However, I don't have that written anywhere, so it's not like it's the
I
end of
think
the
ass
world.
wipe though is an appropriate term because it could be a donkey, right? And some people are donkeys, but y'all listen to what we're saying. But the one thing you can't get back is your time.
Yeah.
And that is why I'll tell you, let's move into the second thing I want to
Yes.
chat about with you, Tiffany, and that is waiting and hoping are not strategies for success. Girl, and I have these conversations and I literally I want to go bang my head on my door over here afterwards because this person is saying, I'm 61 now and I really feel like I'm led to do this business and da da da. And I said, well, how long have you been talking about it? Oh, 10 years, 12 years, 20 years, 25
Oh.
years. And maybe we've had a conversation before about it. And then they don't enroll and let me actually guide them and show them the way. And the sad thing is, and this is what I say to them, and I try to say it with love. Look, I don't want to have this conversation with you again in a year, 2 years, 3 years. And you're 61. It's now or never. Think about it. It's now or never. Really, you all. I mean, and that's why people say you're so bold. I am not bold. Let me be clear. Sometimes I'm so scared. I'm going on a podcaster's cruise. I leave at 3:10 in the morning. And even though I'm super excited, right, Tiffany, I'm also piece of me is like, oh my God, I'm going to meet all these new people. Oh my God, I've had my show for 6 months. Some of them have been going for 4 years, and some of them are like these podcast
Gurus.
or aficionados. And who am I to be there? And then I have to just let go of that because I
Yeah.
know Barnsley is enough. That's scarcity, right? I know that Dr. Barnsley is kick-ass, and I also know it's going to be fun. And so I have to get out of my own way.
Yeah.
And so it's now or never, right? It's now or never for that podcast cruise. Of course, I wanted to go. I found out about it when I was on another cruise in the summer, and I was like, oh, yeah, let me pay my deposit now. Because it was important to me, and I want to learn from the people there. So the second thing I would say is waiting and hoping are not strategies. We all get backed up. We all get afraid. We all get nervous. My daughter's home from school today, and she will tell you I have been scurrying around like the Energizer bunny on crack because I've got a lot to do before I can leave at 3 a.m. And, it's a little stressful, and it's the good kind of stress. All right. So you're killing your business by just thinking that things are going to be different and that you can just wait till tomorrow. It's okay. I didn't do that email newsletter today. It's okay. I didn't make that phone call to the client who's trying to unenroll themselves from the program that is going to change their life. It's okay. No, it's not okay. And I really firmly believe that somebody's life and the life of somebody's family, like the children and the young people who are modeling themselves on you, whether or not you realize it, they're watching you, and not just the children and youth. Other people around you are watching you to see what you do because you're a leader. You wouldn't be on this damn podcast, live stream, whatever we're on. And I'm telling you all. Yeah. Am I on fire today, Tiffany? I'm feeling on fire here. I'm telling you all, you waiting and hoping are killing your
That
business.
that Southern energy is coming out. Like, y'all, stop waiting. It's time to make things happen.
And that's what I love about you too, because you get that. Like you don't mess, let me just say, you don't mess with a Southerner because you know what we say? I'll tell you what we say, right? You just go out of the room and we're like, oh, did you hear what Guffy Bell just said? Bless her heart.
Yeah.
And we all understand, or you can put bless your heart at the beginning of the sentence. It's the beginning or the end.
Right.
But we understand that we totally just dissed you. We dissed you in the name of the Lord. Bless your heart.
All
So
right. So I know
Tiffany,
you
what do
got
you
a ton.
think?
Huh?
What do you want to do when people are saying, "Oh, well, I have to think about it." You're sharing something that's going to change their life, right? And they're like, "Oh, I have to think about it. Oh, I need to talk
Depends
to
on
my
how well
partner."
I know the person. Because if I know them well, I'm like, how long are you thinking about it, and when are you going to make the decision?
Yeah,
If I
that's a
know
no.
them
That's what
very
I
well.
say.
If,
I'm
if
like,
it's
that's a
somebody
no.
if it's somebody new, and this is what I love about the referral process. If it's
Mhm.
somebody new that's been referred to me, I'm like, look, Susie, I was just talking
Yeah.
to the person who referred me. They need to think it over. That is not the vibe I got from you. Can you follow back up with her and see how it's going? So I let my referral sources come in and help
Good.
to help work on it.
But the one thing is that also your referral sources, unless you train them up, let me just say, a lot of times they'll just listen to the bullshit stories that people are telling.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I want to talk about today and bring up for us is that you've got some BS stories going on, not just the scarcity ones. You have
Mm.
other stories, right? Like whatever stories they are. I'm the quiet one in my family, whatever your story may be. I'm a woman, so I have to be more demure and I can't curse like Dr. Barnsley does, you know?
Or I
Look,
don't know how to do this well enough yet.
yes,
Or I'm new. Or
I'm a newbie. I don't know anything.
or
Or
I don't have a
not standing
degree,
in your
so
freaking value, if you're in business, you better dang well believe that you have something that will change the world. And the truth of the matter is that your journey is what brought you to the thing that you offer. I mean, at least I hope that is the case. I hope you're not offering something like you're going around and selling vacuum cleaners and you've never vacuumed your house, right? I don't believe that's true. You are doing what you do because
yeah.
it was something that meant something to you. And when I didn't have a backup, right? I like to say I started my business with $1,000 and a lot of boobs, not a lot of balls, because that didn't apply to me. I'm serious, you all. That's what I started with. And I didn't have a partner and I had four mouths to feed.
Oof.
Yeah, they were furry, four-legged mouths, but they were
But
mouths
they're
all the
still.
same. Yeah. I mean, thankfully, I didn't have the big ass dogs I have now who together weigh about 155 pounds. One's
Mm.
100 and one's 55 pounds. And then cats that are huge. They look like they've been pumped up with your bicycle pump. But at that time, I had had a teacup and a little toy poodle. They were
Mm.
crazy. And two little cats.
Yeah.
But, the point is, I didn't have a backup for somebody who would say, oh, don't worry, you don't have to make money in your first month. You don't have to make money in your first quarter. I had to make money. I was hungry, as we say in the South. And I'm not saying this as a victim. I'm saying this as it was a great asset because it pushed me.
Yeah.
It pushed me because I was very clear. Either I do this thing and I figure out how to make it work, or I go back to academia. And in
Ugh.
academia, guess what happens to women like me who are outspoken?
You don't get to speak much.
Well, it's just been Halloween, so could we say Salem witch trials?
Yeah.
Could we say no tenure for you? Um, truthfully, I didn't want to mute my voice. And I would say to you all too, that is another thing that's killing your business. So I'm happy if some of this will sound weird. I'm happy if some of you are repelled by me today. Like you're like, God, she's
Yeah.
obnoxious. That's okay because we would not be a good fit. But those of you who are like, man, she just says what she thinks and she's free. And boy, she's cool. I would like to hang out with this woman. She makes me laugh. Y'all are the people I love to work with. And own your voice. You're killing your business by muting your voice and trying to be someone you're not. And
Yeah.
we've all heard it. We've all heard it at networking when you get somebody who comes in there and they are totally posturing. And it's
Right.
like, God, this is so freaking fake. I feel like I'm back in the Barbie movie, you know?
I like to say, be unapologetically authentic. And I love
Yes.
your whole thing. It's if people repel. I think about being magnetic, because if you're magnetic, not only are you attracting the right people to you, you're repelling the wrong people,
Mhm.
the ones that shouldn't be in your world. So I love this idea of like, and that was hard for me when I was because I was a promotional products business
Yeah.
first. And so
Yeah.
if there was something wrong, it was wrong with the product. It wasn't wrong with Tiffanie. When I became a speaker, it's like, oh, I don't like Tiffanie. And it's not that they don't, I mean, some people don't like me, but, it's, they didn't like the message or the way I delivered. And so it took me a little while to get okay with, okay, I am not everybody's flavor. And that's a
Exactly.
good thing. Now,
And let
speaking
me
of
just
flavors,
say, I'm an educator, so I have to say, guess what happens? I'm an educator at heart, right? That's how I started out in graduate school. I
yeah,
still am an educator at heart in my trainings, in my Make It
yeah,
Happen mastermind, and everything I do. Even here, I'm giving you points I want you to think about in your life and what applies to you. I'm an educator at heart. And you know what happens with educators? We look at the evaluations, right? And we focus on the one that didn't like the way our hair
hmm.
was cut
Oh,
or didn't like the fact that we said y'all. Can you believe I had somebody say that?
oh,
And I said, of
I
course
was
it's gonna
interviewing a speaker coach, and his recommendations were stop saying y'all and ain't and get rid of the Southern accent. I said, this ain't going to work out. And I did not hire him
that was a
because I'm
nice
like,
thing you said. I would have said it with a 4-letter word, but and the 4-letter word would not be free. Free, Free, my favorite 4-letter
well,
word.
speaking of free, you do
Yeah,
have a freebie
free.
for us, don't you?
I got stuff for y'all. Who's excited? Let's see some comments. Who's out there? You got some comments going over there? Look, y'all give us some love. We need some love. You know, Tiffanie gets on here. She brings her guests on here. She ain't getting paid to do this, y'all. She's bringing you information. We're doing this because we love what we do. And I want you, especially the women, I want y'all to be so kick-ass that you have all the money you ever need. And you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll give 2,000 over here to charity. Let me give 10 over here, 10K. Let me give it. And you can go on all the cruises you want for your business and take them off as a tax write-off. And
Mm.
you can model to all the people around you that, yes, you can have a kick-ass business and not stay in a mind-numbing freaking job that you
Ugh.
despise. All right. Anyway, that said, that was my soapbox. So I have a couple of freebies for you all. Maybe the Hall of Olive today was kind of my soapbox. Um, but I hope you all really get, what you have is one of a kind, and it's time. It's time. No more scarcity, no more waiting. It's
Mm-mm.
time. Get yourself a damn kick-ass coach like myself, like Tiffanie. Get someone who will really, if you vibe with us, get someone who will really stand by you and not just throw you kind of to the wolves along with an evergreen crappy online program that gets 3% of results. So the freebie I have for you, I have two. Woo!
Yeah.
Actually, I have three. This is so exciting.
Woo.
You can go to my website, which is spirited-solutions, SPIRITED dash, not underscore, solutions with an S.com. And you can grab my really fun and informative, I call it Funtabulous
Mm.
ebook, which is how to overcome overwhelm in 7 easy steps. And that's going to help you have 2 or more hours every day for who and what you love. And that can
Nice.
be your business building time for those of you who are sitting back and waiting and hoping, right? That's number one. Number two is for those of you who are really serious and you're big hearted and you have a big vision of, I want to leave the world a better place. I want to leave a legacy of good. I want to leave a legacy that everyone matters, then you and I will get along well together. And I will do everything in my power to get you to 6 figures and way beyond. Those of you who are in that boat number two, with your life jacket, since I'm going on a cruise, then you're going to go to the same place, spirited-solutions.com, and you're going to click the little button beneath the opt-in box that says apply for a complimentary Get Results Now session valued at $497 with Dr. Barnsley. Again, it's complimentary. The value is $497. And the final thing I'll mention really quickly, door number three.
Oh, we got 3 options.
Door number 3 is on November 30th, 1 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 1 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern on November 30th, 2023. I'll be holding a really exciting complimentary workshop online. And if you'd like to know about that, you can just reach out to me. I don't have the exact link at this moment. It's called the five, well, actually, it's called Stop Struggling in Your Business. The five little known action stoppers that are destroying your business. And by the way, only one of those out of that five is something I even mentioned today.
So there's lots of other options. So I'm assuming if we want to find you online, we can go to Spirited Solutions. Are you on social?
Spirited Dash.
Spirited Dash. It's up here on the screen, y'all. It'll be in the show notes.
There you go.
Oh, I had a question and I just forgot it. Oh, are you on social?
I was like, we were taking a dramatic pause. I liked it. I was like, ooh, what's happening?
Where can we find you on social?
Oh, goodness gracious. Where can you not find me? All right. You won't find me in the Pole Dancers Association, for instance, but you can find me on LinkedIn. Absolutely. You can find me. You all can subscribe to my YouTube channel because I have an incredible show and Tiffany's coming on to it very shortly. And it is called The Bold Badass Business Owner Shows. That's on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/@ Dr. Barnsley NC, DRBARNSLEY NC, as in North Carolina. And you can find me on Facebook. And you can find me on Insta and Pinterest. But I'll tell y'all, I hang out more on Facebook than anywhere. All right. So message me on Facebook. I will answer you unless you say something like, you have such a beautiful smile. I would love to make your acquaintance.
Oh,
and then I know you're a scammer.
I posted the other day, I'm like, look, if you want to try and get my attention, talk about how smart I am and the brilliant my content, not about how pretty I am. And somebody was like, can it be both? I'm like, fine. But, lead with our brains, men, ladies, whatever.
Plus you're married, right?
Well, yeah. And I'm, very married and it's very obvious.
Like, y'all just stop. And I'm not married, but I don't want to hear that crap either. It's like, hey, let's be real, Yeah, we're here because you're
since I was like in college, fresh sophomore year. So I'm like, I don't even do like that. Like, no, I'm like, no, thank you.
Look, this is something, well, if we were going to do this just on women, I would say that's why I brought up owning your voice, really loving and owning your voice, owning your power, because, and being assertive, and even people might say aggressive in business, because folks, you have a hobby. If you're not making all the money you want to make, you have a hobby, you don't have a business. And anyone who ever says to you, we're not going to sell here at this networking meeting, get the hell out of there as fast as you can. Seriously. Or anyone who wants to invite you to speak, but they won't let you offer your books or your motivational quote decks or your checklist or your other wonderful things that you can offer people, your freebies, get the hell out of there. Because, women still make way less than men on a man's dollar. Man makes $1. A woman makes on average 72 cents. And if you're a woman of color, it goes down to 69 cents. So this is why business is so important, everybody, especially for women, because the glass ceilings that we have in business are the ones we put over ourselves. All right. It's the ones we put over ourselves. And so I'm all about breaking those glass ceilings with fun, fast, with my clients in the Make It Happen Mastermind. And those of you who this resonates with, I do challenge you to be in touch and grab one of those complimentary sessions. And whether or not you and I work together, your life will be different after we spend that 25 minutes.
Sometimes we just need a little bit to get us going, and then hopefully that little bit will make the difference, and then we're like, yes, I'm all in, I want to work. And we were having so much fun. We are like way over what we
God.
I know, right? So
whenever we talk, Tiffany, it's like energy. I see a show. What do y'all think? I think Tiffany and I could do a kick-ass show. And maybe y'all could call in and we could coach you. We could be like Dr. Phil, but kick-ass version of Dr. Phil. And transgender. I don't know, whatever. Dr. Phil in a woman's body, but for business. And we could be like, stop that. What are you thinking? And we would be so much fun, but we would tell you the real deal, right?
And it would be a very long show probably because we would just keep going and
We just
going.
keep going. We'd be like a slumber party.
Any last minutes you want to share with us before we wrap
Oh
up?
no, I just enjoyed this so much, but I just really want y'all to hear me, okay? Behind each of you who is on the other side of that camera, here's what I see. And I'm getting chills already without even saying this. I see a whole line of people right behind you. They are women, they are children, they are youth, they are men, they are other cultures, they're everything, but they're behind you, and you are the one to lead them in your business. So stop shitting around and get a structure and the help you need in place. Get the expertise of a coach, a mentor, get that stuff in place and move forward because the world needs you.
Thank you, Dr. Barnsley, so much for being here with us today, for sharing your thoughts, sharing your wisdom, and letting us have some Southern style fun.
Woohoo! Yeehaw!
So all of y'all out there watching,